This video tutorial will show you how to access the files that are in your staff folder from outside the district, either at home on a computer or at another location. One thing to be real clear about is that you are able to access the files that are in your staff folder and not files that are on your desktop. So with that in mind, what you'll need to do is log into your portal by either going to the district page and selecting My Portal and then logging in, or typing in my.psd401.net into the browser address bar and then logging in. Once you're logged into your portal, in the center section where it says Your Files, you have a box here that will display the files that you have in your staff folder. Now, to get started, you have a series of links here at the top, all which should display all the files in your staff folder. Folders, which gives you a view of your staff folder where you only see folders, and any documents that are outside the folders you don't see. This one shows you just documents. And then you have recent over here, which is documents that you've dealt with recently. So starting with all, I want you to notice just below that there's an up arrow. And that means that if I go into, let's say, this folder here, and I want to return, I can go the up arrow, and that will take me back to the overview of all the folders and documents in my staff folder. So it's a way of navigating by going into a folder and then coming back out to a overall view of what you have. So let's look at some things here. So if I click on folders, you'll note that I'm now seeing just folders and no documents in my staff folder. If I click on one of those folders, I'm going to see a series of subfolders. If I wanted to go back to that folder, I can click on the up arrow and I'll see that folder again. So if I click on any one of these folders, it looks like the folder is empty and there's no documents in there. But in reality, I still have folders selected. So I'm not going to see anything in that folder unless I go to Documents and click on that. Now I'm seeing the documents that were in that folder. And so I have a whole bunch of documents. So you need to be very careful that when you're looking at the folder view, you won't see any documents. But once you're in the folder that you want, you can click on Documents and it will show you the documents that are in that folder. Again, if I click the up arrow, it's going to take me back to a view of what's available in my staff folder. But again, notice that I'm not seeing any folders here. I'm now only seeing documents. So unless I click on All, where I can see both folders and documents, when I'm on Documents, I'm only going to see documents that are in a folder, or in this case, in my staff folder. If I click on Folders, I'm only going to see a view of folders and not any loose documents. So once you're used to that, the next issue is how do you modify a document that's in your staff folder when you're outside the district? And so what you need to do is you need to go into a folder. We'll just go into this folder. And I want to look at the documents here. And in this case, I picked the bad folder because there's no documents in there. So let's go back and let's pick this, look at documents. And I have a series of documents in here, all of which are basically PDFs and pictures. But I really want a document that I can edit. So I'm going to just take this codes document and look down here, and there's one called Spanish vocab. So I'll open up that one. And as soon as you click on a document to open it, you have two choices, either to save the file or open it with whichever document is appropriate to open the file. What you have to understand here is if I choose to open the document, in this case with Microsoft Word, I'm opening the document on my computer. Any edits I make will be saved with that document to the computer I'm working on. It will not automatically be saved back into my staff folder. That is, I'm not working on an open document from my staff folder that I can edit and then save and have those saves saved back to my staff folder. Instead, whether I open it or save the file, I need to make my corrections on the computer I'm working on, save it, then I need to upload that document back into my staff folder, which I'll show you right now. So I'm going to go ahead and select Open With and click OK. Now, this is just a document with a whole bunch of vocabulary. And notice up at the top, it's called Spanish Vocabulary DOC, which is a document. So if I go to the end of this document and click and do some returns, and then I just type in a bunch of gibberish. Okay, now I've edited the document, and I'm going to go up here and click on Save. This document was not saved to my staff folder at this point. It actually, in this case, was saved to my computer desktop. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to minimize this for right now. And if you look right up here, here's the document that was just saved to my computer. This is the document that has the changes. The document in my staff folder has not been changed. So I need to upload these changes back to my staff folder before I can go back to work and access this document with the changes. So if we go back to the portal and we look down below where this arrow is, there's a series of buttons here. The right one being Upload. This one being I can create a new folder to upload this document into. Full view means that I'm going to be looking at these icons in a larger way. So if I click on that, the document's icons are larger and it changes to mini view. And if I click on mini view, it makes them small again. And the final thing is return to my home. But I'm going to stay where I'm at. And I'm going to now upload the document from my desktop back into my staff folder. So I click on Upload and I get this box. All I have to do is click in the file name box and it brings up this window that gives me access to the files on my computer. So I scroll down looking for my Spanish vocab document and there it is. So I click on that and say Open. It creates the link to that document and now I click on Upload and then I click on Continue. And that document is now uploaded. But what you need to see is that I have the old document called Spanish Vocab. And when it uploads this new document that I edited on my computer outside the district, it now names it Spanish Vocab _new. So now I have two documents, my old one and the new one that I just edited. So when you come back to work, you have to realize that the document that you created is going to have the name of the document followed by new. So basically, that's the way that you can work on documents outside the district, edit those documents, and then save those documents back into your staff folder. Couple points that you need to be aware of. First, you need to have the software that the document was created in on your computer at home. Some exceptions to that. In this case, I opened up a Word document. If I don't have Office on my computer at home, then obviously I can't open the Word document in Microsoft Word. If I have, for example, Apple's text editor called Pages, I could save the file to my computer rather than open it, and then open it in Pages, edit it, and save it as a Word document and upload it again. So there are ways to do it depending on what software you have it on a computer outside the district. Another example would if you had OpenOffice, which is a free suite of programs that allow you to do similar things to Microsoft Office. So if you had that on your computer, you could open up a Word document using that software. But in general, just to review, different ways you can view is to view all, view via folders, look at only documents, my items, and recent. My items basically means everything in your staff folder. Then you can go back to your home view, you can look at the icons in a larger view, you can create a new folder, and then you can upload documents from the computer outside the district back into your staff folder. So I hope this provided you some reasonable understanding of how your new file system works and how you can access files from outside the district. We will be creating some additional videos in order to show you more ways that you can use this program to access and manipulate files, and we'll be creating those in the near future.